Is aware by now, I'm sure, that country music lost one of its great legends last week, Miss Tammy Wynette. And when we got the news here on the set, we were saddened and shocked, as I'm sure you were. And we immediately asked, how can we honor and pay tribute to the life and career of such a wonderful woman who meant so much to all of us? And we talked about a number of things and then realized that about a month ago, on March 9th, Tammy appeared on Primetime Country. And we wondered if that was the last performance that she gave, and as it turns out, it was. And we felt that there could be no greater tribute to Tammy than to let you watch what she did best. And that was to entertain. We were in the beginning of TNN's 15th anniversary week. You're going to hear us talk about that some with Tammy and the other guests, Daryl Singletary, Shelley Mangrum. But mainly, you're going to get to see Tammy as she always was. Very, very entertaining, very warm, very charming, very open and fun. She was such a pleasure that night, and I will never, ever forget it. This is our way of paying tribute to the First Lady in country music. Here's Tammy Wynette for the last time. We're here to kick off TNN's 15th anniversary. We're on stage, the Grand Ole Opry. We do our show just down the hall here. What better place to start things off? 15 years ago, Roy Acuff stood right here for the very first broadcast on TNN. And over the years, legend after legend after legend has stood here and sung song after song after song and made more great memories, had more laughs, shed more tears than you could possibly imagine. We've had a few laughs and shed a few tears over 15 years ourselves. We're going to be sharing those with you all week long. I can't think of a better way to start this show than with a legend for sure. We've got one to kick things off, singing Stand By Your Man. Welcome, Tammy Wynette.
Sometimes it's hard to be a woman, giving all your love to just one man. You've had bad times, and he'll have good times, doing things that you don't understand. But if you love him, you forgive him. Even though he's hard to understand. And if you love him, oh, be proud of him. 'Cause after all, he's just a man. Something warm to come to when nights are cold and lonely. Stand by your man and show the world you love him. Keep giving all the love you can.
welcome back. What a moment I just had singing Ring of Fire with Tammy Wynette, man. I'm so glad you're here.
Oh, it's good to be here, Gary. Thanks. Thanks for inviting me.
You are sounding so great. That was beautiful.
Well,
what a
thank
great,
you.
great moment for us.
Thank you.
Stand by your man. I always wanted to sing that song, but I somehow I don't know, it just didn't seem right.
Lyle Lovett did it,
Yeah.
and the people laughed. But you know, if I had seen him the night before he did that song, or shortly before he did that song, if I had known he was going to change one line, and it's a perfect song for a man, instead of saying sometimes it's hard to be a woman, giving all your love to just one man, if he'd have said it must be hard to be a woman, giving all your love to just one man, it's a perfect man song then.
What do you think the hardest thing is about being a woman?
Oh, gosh.
Is it a long list? Should I take notes?
No. I don't... I don't know what's the hardest thing about being a woman. I'm just proud to be a woman. I like being a woman. I like all the feminine things that we get.
You're a fine one.
Well, thank you. I really believe in equal rights for men and women. I raised 5 girls. And I've always told them that you can do anything a man can do mentally. Physically, you can't. And that's the way I feel, you know. They can do anything that they want to do if they want to do it bad enough. But I like equal rights, of course, but I like the little courtesies that women are extended by men. You know, open the car door for me. If you smoke, you know, light cigarettes, or pull out a chair for me if I sit down. I like those little things, so I like being a woman.
Yeah.
Nice.
I pull out the chair, but I tend to pull it about that much too far.
Oh, you're in trouble,
Yeah, it's
Gary.
bad. Now, this song is about to have yet another life. It's being released as a single tomorrow, folks.
It is the strangest
This is just so
thing.
good. I love this.
I'm happy. I'm really happy about it. I don't expect it to do a lot because it's been so wonderful to me through all these years. But
it might surprise you.
well, there's a whole generation of people out there, young people that haven't heard the song, you know. So maybe it'll do good.
And it's very timely, shall we say?
Yes.
Yeah. Now this, the whole thing that you went through when Hillary Clinton mentioned your name and all this a few years back, is that all settled? Did you guys?
Oh yeah, I talked to her, but it was so funny that night. Richie and I were lying in bed watching television, and all of a sudden, you know, we were watching her, and she came up with this thing about, I'm not going to be like Tammy Wynette, some little old woman standing by her man. And we sat up in the bed. I said, what? Why is she dragging me into this, you know? And,
it's time to pull the Elvis on the television at that point. Just boom! Just...
it made Richie so aggravated. It didn't make him mad. He was aggravated about it. So he kept calling. He said, he told me, he said, I want her to apologize to Tammy. And she did. She called the next day, but I had an interview to do that day, and I was talking, and Richie didn't tell me for a while, but then after she'd called 3 or 4 times, Richie told me Hillary's been calling.
And he was just kind of letting it go?
He wouldn't let me talk to her. So my
I just think it's cool to not take the First Lady's call. Well, you're the First Lady. The First Lady of country music. First Lady of the... Yeah.
Well, it was so funny. He came in, my housekeeper came in, and in the living room where I was sitting talking to these people, and she said, Burt Reynolds is on the phone, wants to talk to you. Well, Burt and I have been buddies for years and years and years. So I said, okay. So I went in, and I picked up the phone, and I said, hey, and he said, talk to Hillary.
So she called him to call you?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
So
that kind of stuff happens to me all the time. All the time.
I talked to her, and she apologized. She said, I'm really sorry, but she said they were throwing questions at me so fast, and I was trying my best to answer them. And I said, well, the thing that bothers me the most is I thought that was what you were doing, standing by your man. I mean, I thought you were sticking up for him, and I did, you know. So, hey, she used me. I'll use her now.
That a girl. I like it.
For you, Hillary.
Well, you know, it's interesting how life kind of cycles around. She's having to stand by him now. There you go. That ought to be her theme song now. And you're going to go on the Maury Povich show. What is it, March 12th, I think?
Yeah, it'll be on March 12th.
And discuss this whole thing?
Oh, we've talked about it. The whole show is built around Standing by Your Man. There's several women on the show.
They're not going to like get mad and throw chairs and stuff.
I hope no.
Well, that's that Jerry Springer
that's
show. That's that other show. Yeah, that's that other thing. That show drives me nuts.
I watch it, though.
I know. I know it. I think it's a horrible commentary on our society, and I'm a part of it. You know, we shouldn't be watching that junk.
Oh, that's the funny part
hit
about
somebody.
it.
Throw something.
I love to watch it. My husband and I watch it all the time. I have to admit it.
Now, you were a smart kid, a really smart kid. I read this story about what you were able to manage, shall we say, from the watermelon patch.
Oh.
Listen to this, folks. This is ingenious.
Well, Daddy he always had a big watermelon patch every year. And it was like an acre or 2 acres, you know. And Carolyn, who was my mother's sister, but we were all raised together after my dad died. We all were in one house with my grandparents. She was 4 years older than me, and she was my mother's sister, but there was 18 years between them, so it was like Mother was my big sister, and then Carolyn and me. Right. So Carolyn and me loved the watermelons, and we'd just go up there and get one and bust it and, you know, eat it. So Daddy called us in one night, and he said, girls, I don't care how many watermelons you eat, but don't do what you're doing. Don't go up there and get them and bust them, because half of them that I see that you've done that to aren't ripe. And he said, tell me, and I'll go get all the watermelons you want, but just don't do that. Well, he wasn't around, and we wanted a watermelon. Right. And we didn't know how we was going to do it. So we took a pair of Daddy's shoes, and we put them on backwards. And we walked into the watermelon patch. We turned the shoes around, got us a watermelon, and walked back in our same tracks.
Yeah.
So Daddy thought it was his tracks coming out.
You know, I can't remember getting a watermelon, but I think I did. Very smart.
Well, we got a watermelon, needless to say.
And early on in life, you declared, I believe, was it to your classmates or to some of the folks at school, that you were going to be a singer? Oh, yeah. I think that it all come about because the teacher was asking everybody what they wanted to be when they grew up, or when we got big, you know. And gosh, I was born and raised on that farm, you know, and that was just about all I could think of. But I wanted to sing. I didn't ever know that you could make money singing, or that was anything that, you know. Can you?
Well, I'm still there. I'm still trying. No, it's been wonderful to me, but I used to sing all the time at school. And when Carolyn would go to school, I remember doing this as far back as 4 years old, because there was no babysitters and anything like that. So when Mother went to work in a factory, Carolyn had to take me to school with her because there was nobody to keep me. And I remember so well, she came home one afternoon and she says, Mildred, you've got to keep this kid at home, because I'm telling you, she's getting on the benches and she's singing, and she's so loud I can hear her outside the building. So I told them all, I said, well, I've never professed to be the best, but I am the loudest.
Yeah.
So it started a long time ago, good lungs, but yeah, I always wanted to sing.
Well, they may have laughed then. I'm thinking they're not laughing anymore.
Oh, well.
I think they probably
I don't know, some of them probably are.
And something else that I found out about you were quite the basketball star.
Oh, I love
2 times All-State. I believe we have a picture. Can we? There you go.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. I loved basketball. I can't keep up with it as fast as it is now. But we didn't play full court. We played just half court. Right. And it was a lot easier on us. But I played on a clay court for the first 2 years.
Clay?
Yeah, it was just an old red clay. You know what, Alabama and Mississippi, that dirt down there, that mud's just red clay. And it was outside. And then when...
So your basketball game could get rained out?
Oh, yeah, could get rained out very easily. And it was, I got to tell you this right quick. Daddy would not let me wear a basketball suit because of the short pants. Yeah. So he made me wear blue jeans. I'm the only kid there with blue jeans on.
You're out on the court? Blue jeans?
Oh, yes. The other kids had the basketball suits on, but I had blue jeans on. So finally, I got a pair of the short shorts, and I took them home, and I told Daddy, I said, Daddy, please let me put them on and look at them, and please let me. I said, I'm different. Everybody out there's got you know, the short pants on, and you make me wear these old blue jeans. He said, put them on, let me look at them. So I put them on, and I walked in there, and I looked, and I said, Daddy, look at them. He looked, and he said, my grandmother's name was Flora, and he said, Flora, get these breeches and put elastic in the legs, and we'll see what they look like then. Well, I'm still the only one out there that looks different. So Mama put elastic in the legs of the pants so they would hug my legs.
Oh,
and
yeah, you don't want, oh, you don't want that happening.
No.
No.
So I'm still different.
No.
So, but I got to wear the pants
Well,
anyway.
you're just different enough for us. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
Thank you very
I'm
much
glad
for
to be
being
here.
with us. Miss Tammy. Wow.